order them around and to catch them doing things.
Well, they do plenty of things for us to catch.
I think in this case, they're almost trying to be caught. This ties in with the poor image they have of themselves.
How much time will you need?
Now you give me a 4. 11 turns. I've waited for a 4. 11 turns.
You always were too rigid, Vince.
Gentlemen, do you think you could keep it down to a dull roar?
Oh, sorry, Ann. It doesn't seem to be bothering Durbin.
Durbin has a special faculty reading coma he puts himself into.
Hey, I see here. Sure. How are you, Alice?
Helen, did you ever find out who ripped up that notebook?
No, I just decided to drop it. Oh, Helen, your patience
Did
is something
somebody
else.
tear up a notebook?
Well, it was just a prank.
The new evaluation reports? Couldn't it wait till next week?
Well, things can get a lot worse in a week.
Well, can't you work with them in some other way for a while, Maria?
I have tried everything.
Jennifer, how are you doing?
Hi, Victor.
That seat's safe.
I'm sorry, I didn't know.
Why don't you pull over another chair?
Thank you.
I'm listening. Do you think this?
Well, in each family now, he looks for the underlying pattern of where people are missing their signals.
Is there always one pattern?
Yes, generally there is a pattern in each.
Dale, come sit over here.
Sorry.
Has Jim gotten back from the hospital yet?
Tuesday.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad to hear that. That's real
I'm
good.
afraid they let him out too soon. He's in a lot of pain.
Oh, if we don't get there by 4 o'clock, the Dart legal move.
In the new regime, we're supposed to start on time.
Which was 2 minutes ago.
Yeah, well, if we can get there by 1:45, we'll be all right. Hello, Vic. Are you going with us?
No, I got some shots.
Okay, everybody, please. Please, can I have your attention? Let's get those harnesses on. It's time to get started.
Lippity clop, lippity clop.
All right. We are 2 minutes late, but that's still better than we used to do. And those of you who came in during the last 2 minutes will get a dispensation. Now, listen, our business today is we've really got to straighten out that spring exam schedule. And I also want to talk over these new evaluation reports with you. I love them.
Gin.
But first of all, though, please, Maria Alvarez has asked for the chance to take a couple of minutes of our time, and I hope you'll listen to her. All right, Maria?
I'll try to talk loud enough for everyone to hear. I have something I want to try, and I need your help.
Sorry.
I was just asking people for their help. There are 2 boys I'm counseling, Peter Damron and Bill Mendoza. I know they have gotten into a lot of trouble. Dr. Bideker would confirm that they are close to getting expelled. I have talked to the psychologist, and we think that a great deal of their problem may be that they only see teachers as authority figures. They never get any approval.
Don't they connect that with the way they act?
I like working with Bill.
Anyway, I have worked out a plan with a psychologist. I would like to ask all of you to be on the alert to anything good that Bill or Peter do and to go out of your way to praise them.
Now, wait a minute. Am I to understand that you want the 30 of us to play watchdog over these 2 boys?
I am not asking you to do anything.
Except to constantly be on the alert.
I thought the reason we were in the teaching profession was to help kids.
Let me tell you that you don't have to make a pal of a kid to help him.
I don't ever set myself up as a pal, if that's what you're implying. But I do try to make a class exciting. I do try to make it personal. I do try.
That's wonderful, Mark. Why don't you and Maria just go off into a huddle and save these kids? I mean, why do you need us?
Honey, if we spend all our time watching students, how are we going to teach them?
Mrs. McGuire, let me assure you that I don't intend to make a regular practice out of this. It's just these 2 boys.
Well, every little bit counts, dear.
I suggest that all those people who want to get involved in Maria's plan stay afterwards. Isn't that simple enough?
That might be right, Fred. Maria, would it be all right if we handled it that way?
We can try.
Good. Would all those people who would like to help Maria please stay after the meeting? All right?
Be there.
Good. Now, the next item I'd like to discuss is that spring exam schedule. Now, as you know,
I'm sorry, but I've got to interrupt. I know these are important matters, but I've got the feeling we're leaving something much more important behind. Now, excuse me if I pace, but I've got to let off some steam. I'm not sure where to begin. I want to talk about this meeting and about Maria's plan and about you, all of you, about all of us. I want to talk about this faculty and where we're going. Oh, I don't know how I feel about Maria's plan. I'm not much of a behaviorist. But I do want to talk about it. I guess what gets me is, here I see this woman making a professional effort to solve a problem and seeking our help
with Maria's plan.
and talk her out of it. That's being a good colleague. But to say nothing or to
I can
worry
talk with her afterwards.
Did you plan to?
Maybe. It depends on how long this takes.
Speaking of time, Stan, how much longer do you need?
What if it takes all day, Fred?
You'll be talking to the wall.
Well, I've made 15 enemies already. Why not make it 30? Okay. I'll be brief. Here's an analogy. Picture over here this magnificent engine, running smoothly, generating tremendous power. And now over here, picture that same engine is just a bunch of nuts and bolts.
Who's the nuts and who's the bolts?
Okay. Now this is what we should be, what we could be, if we were a faculty working together. But unfortunately, this is what we are. Now that's my challenge to you. As a group and as a faculty.
This faculty feeling that you describe, is that a good term for it?
I'd say so, yes.
Well, I agree. There doesn't seem to be very much of it. I don't feel it. But maybe that's just me.
I think we all feel what you're feeling, Alice, about there not being much sharing.
Well, maybe so. One thing, Dr. Beidecker, concerns you. It may be a small thing now, but Mr. Wellman used to ask me to be in a lot of committees.
I didn't realize that.
But I don't mean to be negative.
No, I'm glad you told me you would like to be on more committees.
Yes, I would.
Bert, I think we ought to be careful about getting into stuff that could be touchy.
May I say a few words? I've been sitting here and observing all this chaos and conflict, and I think something terrific is really coming out of this meeting. It's the first time I can ever recall such a great amount of feeling being expressed.
Well, I don't think a meeting is the right place to express a lot of personal feelings.
Well, what's right and what's wrong? People are being real, communicating. Well, I think it's refreshing.
Sure, it's good to be real and honest, but what's bothering me is all these negative things that are coming
I have some thoughts. It may take a few moments to formulate them.
Take your time, Vic.
What you said about distance, Hugh, and Mark, made me think about roles and the way people hide behind roles. They're like cages or isolation chambers, and they're very lonely.
I, for one, Victor, think you're one of the most genuine people on the faculty.
Thank you. Well, do other people experience the same sort of thing?
Certainly.
I experience the exact same thing, and I think about it a lot. I guess my role is to be the intellectual, the social scientist. Who knows, maybe I'm in that role right now. In teaching, it seems to me, there's no one to tell you what's good or bad, what's right or wrong. In fact, all good teachers tend to have a very personalized style. But when we're together like this, face to face, we put up fronts. I guess none of us is sure of himself after all.
Mimi, you get sure of yourself as you go along.
Hopefully, nobody ever gets completely sure of themselves.
I agree with that, too.
I would like to make a point as the time flies. There are things called selves, which I would hope stand behind these roles and fronts. But we are born alone, we die alone, and there's a lifelong condition of the self called loneliness.
Fred, we do have senses that tie these selves into the world and other people.
I was just introducing a point to the discussion.
Well, it was profound, Fred.
I haven't worked too many places in my life. I've worked summers in an office and in a hospital. I even worked in a factory once.
People think it's lonely working in a factory. But believe me, it's nothing compared to teaching.
Everybody feels lonely, but that's the kind of thing I talk about with my wife or my minister.
I don't have those people. At least, I can't get close to them.
These are the kinds of things you talk about with friends.
If you have friends to talk to.
Dr. Beidecker, I do not think it a good idea for this group to start pouring out its emotions.
I agree.
Does that mean that loneliness is not a fair topic of discussion?
There are some things you discuss in a group and some things that
Who
you
draws the
don't.
line?
Fred, you're the one who brought up loneliness.
Stan, you may want to come out of this meeting knowing everybody's problems. I want to be able to come to school tomorrow and look people in the face.
Well, can't you look people in the face if you know their feelings?
You know what I mean.
Wait, aren't we forgetting that we are involved in professional relationships?
Thank you.
Stan, isn't that what you were promoting a while ago? Well, professional relationships entail restraints.
Exactly.
Well, we're so professional, we don't have relationships.
Another thing that we could do, that we could all share in, I mean, rather than get involved in any combined teaching efforts, is maybe once a week when we have our meetings, everyone could bring in ideas. And we could share them.
Well, that's just the kind of thing people can do privately.
But people are not doing it privately.
Now, Stan, you
Oh,
know.
all right. Some people do it, or all the people do it some of the time, or some of the people do it all the time, or whatever. But the point is, if we made these meetings a forum for ideas, we'd talk a lot more in private,
The purpose of a teacher's meeting is to get over as soon as possible.
I would appreciate it if you people would start addressing all these side comments to the floor, please.
I think it would be a good idea to share our ideas in meetings. This is my first year of teaching. Now, I want to say this in the right way. Everyone's been very friendly, but no one's really offered to help me, you know, with teaching ideas or techniques.
Jennifer.
Yes, Bill?
Pete and me, we've been waiting outside your office.
Bill, I'm sorry. I cannot leave this meeting. Can we talk tomorrow afternoon?
Sure.
You know, I'm very anxious to meet with you and Peter. Can I see you right
Dr.
after school?
Beidecker, could we have your meeting some other time?
Are you leaving, Adele?
Yes, I am.
Hey,
It's
I
late.
think that anybody who wants to leave ought to be able to.
All right. Anybody who wants to leave may certainly go. We can wait until next week to discuss the spring exams.
Anybody who wants to stay and talk?
Oh, Maria, I've got a few phone calls to make. I hope you understand, but I'll try to get back. And if I don't, you fill me in, all right?
Certainly.
Oh, Stan, I've really got to make those phone calls. I hope you understand.
Sure, I understand.
I'll try to be back.
Maria, you must have had some effect to have no one criticize Bill for coming to the meeting.
Ah, but nobody had sense enough to praise him either. But Fred, I thought you were in such a hurry.
Stan, if I went home, who'd keep you honest?
Why don't we all sit closer together?
Why not?